Thank you, Ms. A. So, again, I would like to welcome you all to LEEP 10th Anniversary Gala. It's no joke. No? Okay, we'll carry on. That was the only joke I had planned for tonight. So, before I introduce the next speaker, I would like to wish two people a happy birthday. The first person is a classmate of mine here at LEEP. His birthday is actually on Sunday, but I wish him happy birthday in advance. His name is Samori, and for the past 3 years of being a part of LEEP, thank you, Samori, thank you. I really appreciate our friendship, and I've learned a lot from you. So I'd like to wish Samori Etienne a happy birthday. So the next person, his birthday is actually today. Mr. Steve T. from Verizon, happy birthday. Thank you. So, when people ask me, who I look up to, or the kind of person I want to grow into, I always have to stop myself from yelling out, Ari, Ari. I thought it seemed stupid to me to say such thing because they just wouldn't understand. So, if I had never known someone who had achieved remarkable success and holds coveted values like Ari, I wouldn't know what it feels like to accept failure and build from it, or have someone to help me validate whether the kind of thoughts that I'm having are healthy or needs to be reshaped. You see, y'all, without Ari, my progress in life would have been stagnant, and my life to me would have been meaningless. Thankfully, and serendipitously, my life is wonderful. See, if I had one wish, it'd be for Ari to live for 500 years, and I live for 400, because I just can't imagine parting ways with Ari. Not only has he been a teacher, a friend, and a brother to me, but he has been my main hope at one point in time. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you all my big brother, Ari Gabinet.
I would love to take credit for that, but you got to be born with it. You just have to be born with it. And Rashid is he's spoiled my surprise a little bit, but that's okay. That list, by the way, that you heard, the seniors and the schools they're going to, any high school in the country would be proud of that list. And this organization, this book, this is an amazing book for a number of reasons. This book is much thicker than it was a few years ago when I first was associated with the organization. The list of organizations that are supporting LEEP and the individuals who are supporting LEEP is growing, and it's the support of organizations like Verizon and Craig and his team, and the other organizations, Prudential over the years, and Barclays, that have hosted the LEEP students, shown them what fun can be had in the practice of law and what the professional world looks like, and provided them with leadership and training opportunities. I think you should congratulate all of yourselves, and especially the leadership that my former colleagues at Oppenheimer continue to show by continuing to support the organization, although Jerry and I have both moved on to more fun lives than we had when we were grinding it out. But congratulations to all of you, and thank you. I hope that for those of you who are not familiar with LEEP or are new to LEEP, that this evening has given you a sense of the amazing things that this organization does for young students. It's not an exaggeration to say that LEEP changes lives. It changes them for the better, and not just the students whose potential is mined and polished and turned into jewel, but their family members and their classmates who are inspired, and the institutions that they enrich with their attendance and their contributions. And for those of you who are veteran LEEP supporters, I hope that this evening reminds you of why you became involved in the first place and renews your enthusiasm for the engagement that is required to make this program a success. Now, it's customary at this time of the evening to direct you to this booklet again because there's something inside it which is very important. And that is, this is a moment where I will ask you to think about, if you haven't already financially supported NJ-LEAP, to make a contribution, to write a check, or even easier, to go online with your cell phone, or use a credit card number and rack up those bonus points. But this is one of the most worthwhile things that you can do with $1. When you see these young people and the lives of promise that are going to flourish because of the support that people and organizations have given to NJ-LEAP, I find it hard to believe that you can't yourself want to pick up a pen and fill out the pledge form. So please, as I'm talking to you, think about doing that. In fact, don't just think about it, but do it. Pick up the pen, pick up your phone, look through the list. I gave money this year. You can see how much my wife and I gave if you want to look at the number, and I don't even have a job anymore. Okay, so. Engagement is a word that I use about NJ-LEAP, and engagement is the key. So on your table is your immediate opportunity to engage financially, but it's not just financial engagement that fertilizes the ground from which these young people will grow and blossom. It's a personal form of engagement. It's a personal commitment. The mentors who devote their time to coaching the students. I have a personal story of engagement, of course. Obviously, without the financial engagement, the organization doesn't function, but without the personal engagement that runs much deeper, the lives both of the students and those who engage with the organization would be much, much poorer. So engagement it's a personal commitment that individuals make. It's NJ-LEAP's strategic plan, not to spread the peanut butter thinner, but rather to deepen engagement with the students that they have. It's the organizations bringing students in and giving them opportunities. It's being coaches, mentors, priests, brothers. What was the list, right? That the staff can be mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, and your little boy and your dog. All those things at different times. When I first came to NJ-LEAP, the first gala I attended, there were many students here. Samori was one that I met early on, and others, some of whom have graduated. One young man gave me his card. I didn't have one at the time. And he asked if he could stay in touch. And I said, obviously thinking, okay, these kids have been coached, they're going to give you a card, they can say stay in touch, and then that'll be the last you hear of them. But of course, he did stay in touch. And when I came to speak to the incoming class during the summer, a class that many of them will never forget because I talked about uncomfortable things like white privilege and how hard it could be to find yourself at a school full of white people wearing Canadian Goose or Canada Goose, whatever that thing is that they wear all over the campus. I was a complete stranger, but he stayed in touch with me, and when I saw him at the summer program, he said to me that he really wanted to pursue a career in video game design and animation. And there's a professor at Brown University, Andy Van Dam, for whom the Andy toy in Toy Story was named, who is the father of 3D graphics and computer animation. And he was in the process of crafting an email with the help of one of my colleagues from the compliance department at Oppenheimer, an email to Andy Van Dam. Now, I happen to be in perhaps a unique position among all people associated with NJ-LEAP to help with Andy Van Dam because my wife is his boss, the president of Brown University. And I assured this young student that if he wrote to Andy Van Dam, he would hear back from Andy Van Dam. And in fact, he did hear back from Andy Van Dam, and that was the beginning of an engagement between Rashid and our family that then continued with Chris and me helping find scholarship dollars for Rashid to come to Brown and do summer at Brown, where he distinguished himself in the robotics team and in a programming class. And then he simply continued to be a part of our lives. He came and spent Thanksgiving with us. He and my son Ben, who is actually going to work in the computer graphics and 3D animation field, hopefully, became friends. And he came and spent part of his spring break with us, and has become every time he comes, two things I'm sure to know about Rashid. He's read another book Most of the time I haven't read it yet, so I have to catch up, although last time we had both read the Underground Railroad and he started asking me questions about it. The other thing is that he will meet and impress people on the Brown campus, which he continues to do. Often, it's the girls. You can tell. You see in Rashid, you saw him tonight, there's a spark, and like I said, you can't buy that, you can't teach it, but if you could bottle it and sell it, you wouldn't have to work. And that is my personal engagement story. Rashid is now at our house, little brother. And little brother, come on back. I'd like to think that my family's engagement with Rashid has shaped him, and I know Rashid feels that he's gotten some benefit out of it, but it's a two-way street. And he puts pressure on me to grow and to think. Rashid thinks about the world in unique and interesting ways. He's not what you think when you first see him or meet him. There's a lot more than just the flashy exterior and the... I don't think it, wait, come over here. The peak lapel in a single-breasted suit this is a new thing, and we didn't even coordinate that. This engagement has been incredibly rewarding for me. I hope that you'll see that as an example, and if you talk to any of the mentors or the coaches for Moot Court, you will understand the importance of the personal connection. That personal connection can begin with a pledge card on the table and an exchange of cards with a student who's sitting with you. So I encourage you, once again, pick up your pen, pick up your phone, make a pledge, both of your money, but more importantly, pledge your heart and your time and your energy to this amazing organization. And please join me in congratulating the future NJ LEEP Debater of the Year.